Welcome to everyone around the world and to all my subscribers. This will be a very short video, just to let everybody know, only a couple minutes. There's not much to read. So anyways, long story short, through non-illegal means, I have acquired access to this document from the Defense Intelligence Agency. I will be semi-responsible and not read the entire thing or read anything specifically sensitive from it. I just want to read what is very cool. And basically what this document, and the thumbnail images of the document, and I kept it blurry on purpose, but I won't read any sensitive stuff from here, like I said. The only name I will mention because he is now passed, but it's the Honorable John McCain. He's mentioned on here. Find that kind of cool. Killer who might be watching me right now or in the future, instead of prosecuting me or whatever, hire me. I would love to work in this field of, in any related field to this. Ever since I was a child, I wanted to work in aeronautics and advanced technology and stuff. So to me, this is just so cool, and that's why I wanted to read this. So like I said, the video is going to be short. I'm not going to read very much, but I'm just going to read the following examples of alien technology. I call it that because, to the public, this stuff is alien technology. We don't have it yet, as far as the public knows. So, yeah, so there's a number of things here which I'm going to read, but before I do, I just want to do this because it's in the topic zone. I know I've showed my pictures before, but here's one of my cool UFO pictures. I went outside with my camera to take their picture, and they kindly appeared for me, put it simply. And the other cool one is one of the dome saucers. Same day, same event. Went out to take their picture, and it was allowed. So here we go. Anyways, pretty cool. So I'll quickly read the following things, and what this basically does is it shows us, and I'm not trying to be nosy or a snoop, but I just find this stuff so cool, but it shows us who are interested in these things that they really do know about these really high-tech things. So that's just so cool to me. So anyways, for number one, we have advanced nuclear propulsion for manned deep space missions. That's covered here. Pulsed high-power microwave technology. Most of us know about that. Advanced space propulsion based on a vacuum. Space-time metric engineering. Invisibility cloaking. Transversible wormholes, stargates, and negative energy. High-frequency gravitational wave communications. Anti-gravity for aerospace applications. That's pretty awesome. Positron aerospace propulsion. Concepts for extracting energy from the quantum vacuum. They even mentioned the Drake equation, which calculates life throughout the universe. There's one or two more that are pretty interesting. Warp drive, dark energy, and the manipulation of extra dimensions. And what's another? I mean, there's a lot of semi-cool stuff here, but I just want to read the most cool stuff. The last one I'll read, space communication implications of quantum entanglement and non-locality. So that's all I'm going to read from the article. Like I said, I'm not going to read too much. Again, I did not gain access to this through any hacking or any illegal means. But that's all I'll say. But what I find most interesting from all these things here, I mean, they've already talked about nuclear propulsion for space missions, right? So that's not mysterious, but it's nice to know that they're possibly working on these things. That's really, really cool. We've known about that for like 10 or 20 years. We know about invisibility cloaking. That's not a fantastic discovery, but it's interesting that they're talking about these different forms of space propulsion. How theoretical or applied they are, I don't know. But the ones I really like are anti-gravity for aerospace applications, because everybody for decades has long speculated that they've been working on anti-gravity, and obviously that's the answer to propulsion and negating mass and stuff, anti-gravity. So that's pretty cool that, to whatever degree they're working on that. I fully believe that they have anti-gravity craft, so it doesn't surprise me in the slightest. But the other ones that really stand out to me that are interesting is where they talk about wormholes. I mean, again, scientists have openly talked about this to the public. STEAM scientists about wormhole theory and this and that there. But it's just really interesting to see that they're talking about this, wormholes, stargates, and negative energy. Very, very interesting. I personally think you need to use you have to have knowledge about higher than what we commonly know, knowledge about antimatter and the other various aspects of the universe to do all of those type of things, in my opinion. Not that I know everything in the universe, but what was the other one that was really neat? It was, warp drive, dark energy, and manipulation of extra dimensions. That's also key, to the dark energy, dark matter, sorry, in my opinion. So that's some pretty cool stuff, man. But that, like I said, it's only a few minutes for this video. I'm only reading a few things. But anyways, I don't want to keep repeating myself. So I just thought I'd share that with everybody. I do plan to find some more things, none of which I will be doing illegally in any form or manner. But I do intend to find some more things that I find interesting to share with other people who are likewise interested. So, and before I go, I'll just show my UFO pictures again, because they're so cool. Here's the dome UFO. It's off in the center there. And you can even see the dome on the top. It's so cool. And the sphere UFO that appeared at the same time. Here we go. It's not even that far up in the air. It probably got like one, maybe two occupants in that. And I don't know how big the dome saucer is. There's no way to tell. There's no real way you could even estimate how big that thing is. But I could say it's probably not like hundreds of feet across. It's probably somewhat small. But anyways, I just feel like getting into, I used to make videos on advanced technology and extraterrestrial stuff all the time. I used to love doing that. I don't have the ability to show photos and stuff anymore, except for picture photos like this. So I'll probably be making a lot more videos on these topics in days to come. So anyways, folks, hope everybody was titillated or tantillated by that little tease of information. So it only further confirms what most of us have already suspected. Anyways, take care, folks. Oh, I will say, because it's on topic, I do plan to start my own project, and just for the sake of fun, I'm going to give it my own military-style code name. But I will treat it seriously. What I'm going to do is, and starting tonight, is I'm going to try to make contact with, not these specific ones, this was like 7 years ago. I'll try to make contact with visual evidence, and if they're willing, I'll take video of them. So, but what I anticipate on actually achieving is going out like I frequently do. Any night I can go out, look up, and I will see UFOs. They're not low, like flying over my house or anything, but any night I go out, like 9 out of 10 times, I can see UFOs. Maybe it's where I live, which is secret. Um, but I really want to record them. Like I can see so many. If I could record them, it would be really awesome. Um, but I'm poor, and without saying too much, my device to use don't cut it. Like it's so crappy. Like every time, and it ticks me off. Every time I take my device outside to take pictures or video, because you can filter the the video through different like filters, which can show things that you can't easily see in the standard image. That's what I want to do. But if anything really bright happens, I really would like to capture that, not just things that could potentially be cloaked or whatever. But I really want to go out and do that and catch some on footage. It's not going to be record breaking. I mean, everybody does that. But I'm going to do this as like a little program. And what I'm going to work towards doing is, often I'll go out when I see them or whatever. I'll have a flashlight, really bright flashlight, and I'll blink them, right? And what I've established as a pattern is you blink 3 times. That's the best logical number. And I've literally had them blink back at me. I'm not joking. Literally. So I've already initiated like the first steps of contact, right? And there was one night in particular, it happened like 3 times in a row, and that was somewhat recently. And about 2 years ago or so, I had an event that went to a slightly more terrifying level, where I was on the other side of my house at night, and I could see a UFO. This is one of the lowest flying UFOs I've ever seen. It was like, I don't know how high up in there, but it was way lower, and it was a lot bigger looking because it was so much lower. It wasn't a huge craft though, and it was flying around. I can't remember what color it was, and so I flashed my light at bling, 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 right, and it flashed me back 3 times, like bling, 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 and anyways, it started to get closer to me, right? So I think there are 3 back and forth communications of the triple flash, right? But it was the third one that scared the crap out of me because, it was starting to get a little closer or whatever. Not super close, it was still far, far away, right? But it was low and it was getting closer and it was visibly communicating with me. So on the third exchange, right, I went flash, flash, flash. And instead of flashing the white light at me, flash, 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 it flashed this blue light at me that was like a solid Travis Walton beam that illuminated the grass, the walls of my house, the air. It just went blue, like this beam just shone down like boom. I was just so scared, man. I was convinced they were gonna come and abduct me or take me. I'm not saying they're evil or anything, they might be good, but that was pretty scary. I went to bed that night really thinking I was gonna get taken, but I don't think I did. That was pretty cool. So because I made those initial steps in the past, and they're so frequent where I live, I want to start this project out. So anyways, the last thing I'll mention is I've seen a lot of UFOs. A lot. Got my pictures there. I saw a cigar craft. Um, it must have been shot down. Um, I don't know by what people or what, but I saw it shot down. A lot of people saw it too. I reported it to the authorities, and it was like a little X-Files um, episode. I'm driving my bike. I'll mention this. I mean, why not, right? I'm driving my bike down the road past the gas station, and something told me, part of the communication, I guess, right? Something told me, look up. You don't do that when you're driving a motorbike. So I looked straight up in the sky, straight up. Traffic behind me, everything straight up, and I instantly saw this neon blue triangle, like way up in outer space, huge blue triangle. And I looked up at the exact second because it must have like warped in or something like that. This big blue triangle, but that wasn't the craft. That was like this light that it was emitting. And immediately this thing accelerated from like outer space, right? It accelerated so fast that the blue triangle, which I don't think was the craft, just light, the shape, this blue light, right? The craft accelerated so fast that you could watch the triangle warp its shape. Like, you couldn't visibly retain the triangular shape. It was just like warp. And then it flew so fast from outer space, and it started crashing down towards the earth. And the closer that it got, the more you could see it was a cigar craft, just like everybody talks about. Giant silver cigar, like the size of a bigger than an airplane. I thought, I didn't know what the heck it was besides the blue triangle. When I saw that thing, I was like, that's a missile. I thought someone had launched a missile and this was like the end of the world or something, right? Because it had a green light and a red light on it. I think one at either end or something like that. But it's not really important. And it went crashing down and it kept getting closer and closer. And I swear to God, it was less than a mile, way less than, probably like 1,000 feet or something in the air above this huge apartment complex. And I was convinced some missile had been launched. When I saw the shape of it, I forgot the blue triangle. I was just like, didn't even think about it. I was like, that looks like a missile. And I literally watched it before it got too close, where it would just, like, another split second, that 1,000 feet, it would have hit the earth and blown up everything, right? And it hit like this certain distance, and honorably, like, I'm gonna say honorably, this was like the most honorable thing to do. Whoever was flying that thing, human or creature, God bless you, because they committed self-destruction so that they wouldn't hit the housing complex below. I witnessed this thing when it reached a certain distance. It literally self-detonated in three timed explosions, one in the middle and then the other two like that. So it was just like shooting down, just like boom, 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 boom. Three massive explosions, huge fireballs, little bits of sparkly debris or whatever, and it vaporized. It literally destroyed itself so that nothing would land onto the earth. I was blown away. I'm still riding my motorbike past the gas station, watching this happen, right? And I had slowed down. I couldn't make it. The thing went so fast from outer space to where it blew up that I probably only covered a couple 100 feet on the road. And by the time I had seen it blow up, I looked back down at my speedo or whatever, or at some point just before it had blown up, right? I looked down at my speedo. I was doing like 15 miles an hour, and I looked behind me for a split second, right? Because you can't keep not looking at the road when you're driving, right? So I look around 1 sec, huge line of traffic behind me, right? But nobody was honking at me because it was night, and probably everybody was seeing this thing, right? Because they see me looking up like that, right? And I look over to my left, and the people at the gas station are looking up in the sky at this thing blow up, right? So I got home shaking, scared, like this is Armageddon. I call up the airport, and there's a local person I could tell from their dialect, right? And I said, oh, I saw blah, blah, blah. And I'm worried that it's a missile and this and that there. Someone's launching missiles here, right? I know they test missiles near where we live. So it could have been accidental too, right? That's also just as scary. So, because where I live, people have no reason to blow up my country. So it's probably more scarily that it's an accidental launch, right? So I go and speaking to this guy within seconds. This other guy takes over the phone, and he's British. Just like living a James Bond movie or X Files. This British guy answers the phone. He's like, "Oh, hello. Um, what you saw was a meteor." And I'm just like, "It was not a meteor." He's like, "Yes, they happen all the time. They explode in the upper atmosphere." I was like, "Meteors aren't like 1,000 feet long, made out of metal with red and green lights on them." I'm sorry, and they don't appear as blue triangles. And he's just like, "No, it was a meteor." And he literally, it was crazy. Anyways, folks, take care. That's it for now.